Hello, 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 hello. How is it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 and one more time, welcome. It's Monday, 19th of August, 2024, and we are on very interesting schedule. We have very interesting stuff to talk about today because there are rumors that Arsenal might not sign a striker, so who knows what's going to happen in that department. However, there are some reports that Mikel Merino should be done in the next 24 hours, and medicals are scheduled for later today. Not sure whether he's going to play against the Villa on Saturday or not, but there it might be some possibility of that happening, of course, as well. But on top of all of that, latest news, according to David Ornstein, there might be some movement in Eddie. Hello, Vancouver? Speak, man. Some movement in Eddie Nketiah department, and which is actually quite massive at the moment. So definitely there will be lots of stuff to talk about that. We're gonna get into all of this, so that should be very, very interesting. So if you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep interacting in the chat. Keep commenting, doing all those good things. And to be honest, let's not drag this too long. Let's dig straight into it. Big up BX Gunner 81 in the chat. Big up. Big up, big up, big up. Thank you for dropping by. Today we are eating well. We are eating very, very well because we're gonna kick things off with the main story arguably for today, and that is King of Zamunda, Edu Nketiah. Waha. Waha, waha, waha. According to David Ornstein, exclusive, Nottingham Forest are working on deal to sign Eddie Nketiah from Arsenal. 25 million including add-ons. Opening bid, unfortunately though, has been rejected. However, the talks are continuing, and apparently, I'm not sure how, I'm not sure when, why, in, at, what, all those good things. How he is, and I cannot stress this enough, Nottingham Forest top striker target is beyond me. But he is. Arsenal unfortunately 130, around 30 to 35 million, so it might be a bit of a struggle. In this instance still, Crystal Palace are retaining interest, but no current club-to-club talks as of yet. But it looks like that Eddie Murphy, Axel Foley, Sherman Klump, the King of Zamunda, Edward Nketiah actually might be on the move. The biggest issue is that the first bid has been rejected. Hopefully that doesn't mean it will be rejected again, and they will get pissed off and go to look for strikers somewhere else. Now this is something Arsenal fans really, really want. The thing about for this also for me is, if Eddie Nketiah is still here by the end of this window, and all of them should be sacked. I'm just putting that out there, definitely. Just, yeah, Norbit, definitely, Norbit Nketiah. We are finished. You think we're finished? There might be something going on. Not sure about that, but there might be the case. Big up Troy in the chat. Now, I think Arsenal could actually squeeze out from Nottingham Forest the 35 million. And here's why. We are selling to Premier League team, which instantly puts on the Premier League tax. He is English, so that instantly puts some extra percentage in the value. Plus, actually, if you think about it, he's homegrown, so that definitely increases the quota as well. So that leads me to believe that Arsenal could squeeze out their valuation of 30 to 35 million. Now, whether it's gonna happen or not remains to be seen. However, this is not the only thoughts that that have been said about Eddie Nketiah. On top of these Ornstein bomba, if you will, there are reports that Eddie Nketiah's executive box at the Emirates Stadium was being cleared out as per whatever that guy, scarf guy. Eddie Nketiah has already allegedly said his goodbyes to Arsenal teammates with expectations that Nottingham Forest move is gonna happen very, very soon. So it looks like that Eddie Nketiah actually might be moving to Nottingham Forest very, very soon. Now, two things. First things first, super happy. Second of all, I'm not so happy. Because I've seen this movie before. Remember the things that happened with Marseille? We've seen this all before. Until I see a here we go from Fabrizio Romano or David Ornstein drops another massive bomba. that this thing is going to happen, I don't believe it. Because that is the biggest thing here, because this was the same issues that were when we were trying to sell him to Marseille. Every single pound per pound, step by step. That is the big case. So Eddie Nketiah might actually move very, very soon. Arsenal want quite a bit. They have rejected 25 million overall offer that includes add-ons, which is very interesting. Because 25 million pounds, including add-ons, is more than Marseille offered in general. Obviously, it was reported Arsenal won those 30 to 35 million. Now, given that we are selling, as I said, to the Premier League team, English and everything, there is a possibility that we might get that money. The question still for me stands, just like for Marseille, how he is the top striker target for Nottingham Forest. What do these clubs, these managers, see in Eddie Nketiah that Arsenal fans hasn't seen in him in the last 10 to 15 years? What is that? Well, not 15, 10 years, let's just say that. Is he still living off the hype of scoring that back heel against Manchester United 2 seasons ago, or is he still living off the hype of beating Alan Shearer's under 21's goal scoring record, or what? Because he hasn't scored a home goal since October 2023, so last year. And he hasn't scored an away goal since December 2022, so 2 years ago. So this is very, very confusing to me. What do they see in Eddie Nketiah that they don't see here, that we don't see here? Now, mind you, if he moves to Nottingham Forest, you could argue there is less pressure. Maybe he can have his time. Maybe he will not get crucified for missing chances in important situations, because let's be real, for Arsenal, if we miss a chance, it's very rough, especially if it's against a big club. And for Forest, they miss a chance here or there, you could say it's not that of a bigger thing. So I don't know how this is gonna go and how this will develop, but there are quite a bit of indications recently that we actually might get rid of him, might get rid of Eddie Nketiah. So that is a very good thing, on a very, very good plus side on that part. But this comes with a bit of a price, obviously. Big up Pepper in the chat. And no, we have not signed, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. We talked about it yesterday, we're gonna talk about it today as well. Now, if the thing is, it has been reported that where is it? Here. According to Dean Jones, Arsenal are on course to complete the signing of Mikel Merino within the next 24 hours. Giving sports sources have revealed the club are close to being given the green light to complete formalities and put Merino through the medical tests. Now, according to rumors, certain reports that medicals have been scheduled for later this week, and until the end of Tuesday, he will sign for Arsenal. Now, here is the thing, which kind of coincides with Eddie Nketiah. I don't think it is a coincidence, because as you can see, there are reports that Merino will be next to the 24 hours. Now, Ornstein just dropped a bomba about Eddie Nketiah. And now if we go through Ornstein's Twitter, I think it was here. Where is it? Where is Merino? Here it is. Arsenal, that was reported 5 days ago by Ornstein. Arsenal are stepping up efforts to sign Mikel Merino from Real Sociedad. Talks ongoing. Plus, Edu has been in Spain this week to pursue the agreement. Okay, cool. Here is the kicker. Personal terms is not an issue. Likely needs an exit from Arsenal to sign this deal. But likely needs an exit, whether before or after. Which also now starts to lead me believe that this news about Mikel Merino being done in the 24 to 48 hours has been come out only because the news about Eddie Nketiah has been dropped. Because if it states, as Ornstein is quite reliable in these instances, likely needs an exit from Arsenal, whether before or after Merino is signed to make this deal happen, it's kind of interesting that it coincides instantly as the time as the news drop about Eddie Nketiah, which is very, very interesting, because the price, the 30 to 35 million pounds we are asking for Eddie Nketiah, more or less covers itself pound per pound we're gonna pay for Mikel Merino. So that is very interesting. I think Arsenal just want to get player in and get player out, so kind of give it to the base, no money spent, because they pay 30, they get back 30. It feels that way. Although at the same time, it also was reported when we sold Emil Smith-Rowe, the fact that money from selling Emil Smith-Rowe went to cover Calafiori, which also kind of coincides with this situation, because we sold Emil Smith-Rowe to get Calafiori, so that kind of covers that deal more or less in some instances. And now selling Eddie Nketiah will more or less cover signing Mikel Merino. Is there something to it, or am I reaching too hard for this? But it cannot be a coincidence. Even though we got told that if we sell a midfielder, we will sign a midfielder, and I guess it got a bit misinterpreted in that instance. Because it was reported that money from ESR has gone to Calafiori's signing, and it looks like it's the same thing with Mikel Merino. Money from Eddie Nketiah more than likely is gonna go to get paid for Mikel Merino, which is kind of interesting, I'm not gonna lie. It is very interesting how this is going instantly hand in hand with that. Barca can't register Olmo until they sell. To be honest, there is some developments in that department. Have you seen what has been said about him? I think Ornstein also tweeted this out, or he didn't. Here we go. Ilkay Gundogan exploring options amid possibility to leaving Barcelona. Barcelona deal by 1 year, but Junior could now move on. Interest from Premier League, Turkey, Qatar, and Saudi. I think it was Fabrizio Romano or someone who said the fact that he is ready to go with the fact that they can sign Olmo, something like that. Barca want Gundogan to leave, and he also received approaches, so they can instantly register Olmo. And more on that front was somewhere. I think I read it somewhere, just cannot find it on top of this moment right now. Gundogan, official Gundogan retires from international football. He also is leaving Barcelona this month, as Man City have made contact, so it looks like he actually might leave for free. It feels that way, because he even wouldn't require much money. I've seen Arsenal fans screaming for Arsenal, by the way, to sign him. Just putting it out there. Manchester City have made contact with Ilkay Gundogan's counter potential return for German midfielder. City and Pep Guardiola open to discuss their Gundogan's comeback and everything. So where did I read this? There was something about Gundogan also happening. So if they sell Gundogan, I don't think he will be much, about 10 million max or 15 million or something like that. It will be done and dusted. They will register instantly Dani Olmo. It feels that way about Barcelona right now. Now, moving on, what else is there? Now, according to Connor, that went well for Connor. There have been reports that Everton have inquired about Eddie Nketiah from Arsenal. I'm told that any move for Eddie Nketiah by Everton relies on Dominic Calvert-Lewin leaving the club first. So, that was a massive cap, because they have not contacted, and looks like Nottingham Forest are on top of this deal at the moment. Although this is very interesting, because during the day before Ornstein dropped everything, it was at 9:20 a.m. UK time. Nottingham Forest, who reportedly held interest in Eddie Nketiah, have now bid for Feyenoord striker Santiago Jimenez. Forest have bid 21 million plus add-ons, but the Eredivisie club valuing him at close to 30 million. So they value him the same amount as Arsenal value Eddie Nketiah. So this is very interesting in this instance, because if they value him the same, the only reason why they would sign Eddie Nketiah is only because he's English and somewhat Prem-proven, let's just say that. Only reason, because the value is pretty much the same. It's actually pretty much the same. The thing is though, Arsenal have this guy, Santiago Jimenez, on their list. There were some reports that Arsenal might sign a striker, and the strikers they had on their list were Gyökeres, Evan Ferguson, and Santiago Jimenez as the third option. From those three, obviously I'd take Gyökeres, then it would be Santiago Jimenez, and Ferguson would be the last chance. But it's looking very weird. If they get Nketiah, we actually might go in for a striker. According to Metro UK though, this is all falling kinda flat. Arsenal will not sign a new striker this summer. After Mikel Merino's deal is complete, Juan Garcia could possibly arrive if Aaron Ramsdale departs, but a striker signing will not happen. The big thing is, this is they're quoting Metro UK. I haven't seen any other indication that Arsenal would not sign a striker. Because if we sell Eddie Nketiah, we need to sign a forward, let's be real. Even though Eddie is kind of meh and all that stuff and everything, we still need to sign a striker. Which at the end of the day kind of contradicts this statement. So I don't think this will happen as well. Arsenal have scheduled medicals for this week for him according to Purple Panel. Yeah, we already talked about that. Now, according to Arsenal Zone, in the next days, there could be lots of movement for Aaron Ramsdale, and Arsenal are lining up Juan Garcia as his replacement. Now, at the moment, by the way, Juan Garcia is playing against Karl Hein in La Liga. Valladolid are playing Espanyol. The last time I checked, it was 1-0 for Real Valladolid. Yeah, it still is, and Karl Hein was on a clean sheet. It was deflected goal. Juan Garcia couldn't have done anything there, so take that with some grain of salt. So it is what it is. But I've read that there is still interest from Ajax, and there's also has been interest from Wolves. That was today reported as well, that there was some interest in him for Wolves as well. So that will be interesting whether that happens or not as well. It's all up in the air at the moment. Arsenal actually quite doing something. Ridiculous how we are rejecting 25 million in last 10 days of the window. Yeah, it seems a bit weird, but I don't know why, and I may be called a top gooner, delusional, stupid, and a moron for this, but I think that Arsenal actually could squeeze out around 30 million for Eddie Nketiah from Nottingham Forest. Mostly because it's Premier League, he's English, and the Prem tax applies. Only reason why. Because none of these apply when you sell to Marseille, when you sell to any other club in the world. It applies only in Premier League. And that is the only reason I can see it happening. Now, if this now falls flat and we don't even get the 25 million, 20 plus add-ons and everything, we reject all that, Edu is gonna get crucified and he should be sacked on the spot, let's be real. But if he gets it through, good job to him, I'm not gonna lie. Jimenez is a physical player, he should fit in well. That is the case, and I think that could actually be a very good deal for Arsenal maybe to sign him. That's why I would take Jimenez at Arsenal. He was the 4th best goal scorer in Copa America, I think, as well, if I'm not mistaken. He already scored 2 goals yesterday for Feyenoord in their 4-1 win as well. And he has started season in a very good form. And I think for an option B compared to, let's just say, Jesus up top, it definitely would work well. Also, compared to Kai Havertz, it also would work well. Because overall, if you exclude Kai Havertz from our top front 3, right, or attacking general options, everyone's below 6 foot. Kai Havertz is 6'2", 6'3". Rest of them pretty much are Smurf midgets. And we need some big player up top. We need that plan B, like West Ham have Fulkrug, we used to have Claude Giroud, Olivier Giroud and everything, so definitely I think signing Santiago Jimenez definitely wouldn't be the worst option. They're valuing him at 30 million, which actually for me isn't that much. He's 22 as well, so he definitely could do well. Do a swap deal for Morgan Gibbs-White. It's not gonna happen. As much as I would potentially love to see it happen, I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Arsenal at the moment are trying to cover the money and cover their books pound per pound. So basically, player comes in and player goes out, and the money that we get from player coming in, or from player going out, kind of covers the money from player coming in. So kind of it balances each other out a bit more. I think Arsenal are trying to do that this window. Because we signed Calafiori, we sold Emil Smith-Rowe. It was reported that part of money went to Calafiori from Emil Smith-Rowe. Now the fact is, Ornstein also reported this on Athletic, that if Arsenal want to sign Merino, Arsenal needs to sell someone, and part of the money basically goes to balance it all out. It would seem to logic, it would stand to logic in that instance. So if Arsenal sign Merino and they sell Nketiah, part of the money will go to cover Merino. So if Arsenal want to sign a Juan Garcia for goalkeeper, they need to sell as well Ramsdale or something like that. I think they're trying to balance it out like pound per pound. Some sort of type of situation. Genuinely. We still need a new winger. We need a backup for Bukayo Saka. To be honest, I don't care if he's a proper backup for Bukayo Saka. We need a winger. We need a forward that can play all across the front 3 more or less. More specifically, who can play at wings. We need a backup for Saka. We cannot do this. Saka already got done over and gets kicked every single game. Arteta compared him. The attention Saka commands from defense, Arteta compared to Lionel Messi. a bit of a waffle and everything, but you kind of see the point when teams double and triple team him. And that is the big case. Either we sign a proper gunsman, which kind of disrupts the double triple teaming of Bukayo Saka, or we sign a proper backup for Saka and we allow them to rotate and do everything, which is a big case in this instance as well. I said Valladolid 2-1 winning Super. Good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck. You're not far off. You think there's any chance we go for... No, Sterling. He's getting 350 grand a week. Nobody's paying that. Nobody's paying that at Arsenal for him. 350 grand a week. Are you dumb? No offense, but I didn't mean it as are you dumb, but it's just the idea just seems very dumb. 350 grand a week. Nobody's paying that at Arsenal. Kai Havertz is on 260, 70 grand a week. There's no chance anyone's getting more than that whatsoever unless we sound like Mbappe or something. I don't see it happening. Genuinely don't see it happening. I hope it doesn't happen, although he would be Arteta type of signing. That would be Arteta type of signing given the fact that he knows Arteta, he knows Sterling. They have been together at Man City. They have coached each other, no Didi, and everything. They know each other. So that, in this instance, that wouldn't be the case where I would rule it out. But the fact alone that they would ask about 40-50 million for him, and on top we have to pay 300 around or so grand a week, no chance in hell. Plus, I think Sterling has said himself that he's about to stay. It's mad. Why no one's in for Jack Grealish? Not saying we should go in for him, but play with Pep right now. I don't think he's out of flavor with Pep. I just think he's getting some naughty time on the sidelines just because of his actions during the off-season of celebrations and everything. But I think he's a very valued member of City, I think, because you have to think about how City is run at the moment, and they can live without certain players, and they are covered in every single position pretty much to an extent where they don't lose any step moving forward. Because if someone gets injured, there's instantly a player who can come in and balance it out. Obviously, Haaland, it might be the one that you cannot replace properly, but they play sometimes a winger in false nine and they kind of shift it around, like to the times when they had Sergio Aguero or Riyad Mahrez played at number 9, shifting around. They kind of go back to that and it works for them to the charm. But I don't think it's going to happen because, let's be real, there's no argument that Grealish is better than Doku. Let's be real, there's no argument about that. So he definitely is. If Foden starts left wing, yeah, then Grealish is the backup. But Foden can play number 10 if necessary. If let's just say De Bruyne needs a time off or something, Foden instantly shifts into midfield more times than not, which means the wing spot is free. So at the end of the day, Grealish, for me, in the pecking order, is above Doku because Doku is shit. Genuinely shit. So it is what it is. I don't see that anyone's gonna go in for him. And he would actually need to pay quite a bit. I think they paid 100 mil for him, and I can see them asking at least 80 million for Grealish alone as well, because he has won everything pretty much there is to you can win in the world, isn't there, in the club football competitions. And plus he's English, and if you sell to Premier League, the taxes apply and everything, so I definitely believe he would demand a very big money for that as well. Moving swiftly on, what else is here? Oh, this one! If you know, you know. Savio. He was on Troyes. He was at Troyes, a French league side. He got who is owned by Citigroup. Then he got loaned out to Girona, who is owned also by Citigroup. Absolutely balled out there last season. And for 17 million, he got sold to Manchester City. Yesterday, he started against Chelsea, and he cooked Cucurella easily. Genuinely. He caught him like no tomorrow. He was doing great until he got hammered and then he got taken off and everything. He looked like a great player. Now, the thing is I'm bringing this up is because he comes from Atletico Mineiro. He's called Savinho, 2004. He was attracting interest from many clubs. Red Bull Group have also made a proposal to sign him and keep Savinho in Brazil. Also, Arsenal are keeping tabs on this Brazilian boy. Where is he playing right now? Yes, you guessed it right, Manchester City. So in the end, we didn't sign Savio, we decided to sign Marquinhos, who should have been a free deal. We threw 3 million on top just for the free deal to keep good relations with the club, with Sao Paulo. And now we don't have a backup for Bukayo Saka. And now let me put this in your mind. Imagine Savinho as a backup for Bukayo Saka at the moment. Wouldn't that be something fantastic to have? That actually would be quite brilliant to have, if you ask me. And this is kind of ironic as well, because Arsenal paid 3 million for a player they got on free on top. Yet at the same time, in this same window, Arsenal are penny pinching for 5 million. So wasting 3 million on a player you get for free is nothing, but getting 5 million all of a sudden is something unimaginable. It's actually kind of mad how this club is run, and how this is getting to blown out of proportion, and how it is going all over the ways. It is actually insane if you think about it. English tax plus trophy tax, he'd be worth 70 million. Exactly, yeah, that is the case. With Jack Grealish, if you go in for him, it would be that case. Genuinely would be that case. He would be quite a bit of money, plus the contract, I don't know how when it runs out, but the contract as well and everything would be quite hefty price. Send him back to Catalonia, genuinely. I'd rather have Rafinha or Ferran Torres. Not gonna lie, I don't want Ferran Torres at Arsenal. For the sole fact that he, first of all, is ex-City player, and he flopped at City. So there's no insurance that he won't flop for Arsenal as well. Yeah, you can say what ifs and everything, but I don't want Ferran Torres at Arsenal. Whatsoever, to be honest. I don't want him near Arsenal. Rafinha, you could sway me on that one, but for me, he's also not the thing, because each of those players would cost about 50-60 million. And I don't think that in this climate, this is the best thing for Arsenal to do. I much rather spend the 50-60 million on someone else. But it is what it is. I think it's everyone's preference, arguably, in my opinion. Because for those two players, they would come in as massive, most likely with the expectations of being a starter, and nobody's starting in front of Bukayo Saka. Now, left wing, you could have some arguments there that maybe Martinelli could get dropped, and Trossard as well, and all that stuff, but we are not going to get into that today. But overall, yeah, Rafinha, he would want to start, because he is that type of player, most likely, that he would want to start, and he's not starting at Arsenal unless he is not starting at Arsenal. Plus, he had agreed to go to Chelsea. Arsenal were in for him, and knowing Mikel Arteta, there's no chance in hell, given how petty he is in these situations, that he is going after a player that has rejected him. I don't see it happening. That is also one big thing. Because how comes we never have gone on back in for Vlahovic, Bruno Guimaraes, even though we've been linked with him, there have been no concrete interest in a way. We have gone after players basically that we haven't gone after players that have rejected us. Arteta is man of the principles, and he is very petty and stubborn in those instances. Ferran Torres, I don't think he's good enough for a team to challenge, for a team to win, not even challenge at the moment. In La Liga, he's good because he is from Spain and everything. In Premier League, he just is not that good. He just wouldn't fit. I generally don't think he would fit. The way he plays, his first touch at times, his shooting is very inconsistent and everything. I don't think he would fit nicely. If Arsenal signed one of them, it would be underwhelming, but at least it would be something. But at the same time, I wouldn't be too ecstatic about this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still pissed at that 3 million. It's so... Exactly, that is the case. We spent 3 million randomly to a random player nobody cares about, who, by the way, is at the moment on loan in Brazil and is coming back in January from the loan at Fluminense. Wait. Let's look at this. Marquinhos. Let's look at how he... Let's see how he's doing. Number 5. This one, yeah. Let's see how Marquinhos is doing at Fluminense. Now, Arsenal bought him for nothing, technically, but they paid 3 million, so it counts as 3 million, doesn't it? Where is Arsenal? Yeah, they got him for 3 million. They should have gone him for free, for fuck's sake. But he's worth 7 million now, so he's double the money. Ho ho, woo, happy days. Everyone's happy at Arsenal, right? 21 years old. So at Copa Libertadores, 5 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. Well, he did actually something in Copa Libertadores. He is right now injured with hamstring injury. So that is going well. Marquinhos is doing very well. He has been out for 6 games already since July 29th. And if we look at his stats at the moment in Brazil, where is Serie A? 15 games. 15 games for him at Fluminense. Wait. I need to check this. This. Here we go. Has played right mid. He has played 4 games at right back. Oh my goodness gracious. You don't see it. Wait, give me a sec. Well, I don't want to kind of mess this up, but in a way. But here it is. He has played games at right back as well. How mad is that? He has played at right back as well. 9 at right mid, 4 at right back, 1 at left wing. He has been injured for most of the games. It looks like it's a reoccurring thing as well. Missed 4 games with hamstring. Played 2 games. Information not yet available. That's a nice one. Then he played 3 more games. And now he has a hamstring injury as well. He is doing amazingly well. To be honest, right? Right back shifts in Brazilian league. To be honest, I'm gonna say this. One day, I was watching Brazilian league. I was watching Fluminense. And I thought, that guy looks familiar. Yes, it was Marquinhos. What's he doing at right back? I went on Brazilian, the layout, the sheets, the starting lineups. I go to online scores on Flash Score. Yeah, he's playing right back. I was like, fuck me, what's he doing there? Edu Masterclass, genuinely. He's playing even right back for Fluminense. What a signing. What a signing for Arsenal. What a signing. It's actually insane. What a signing for Arsenal. Mind-blowing signing, I'm not gonna lie. Now, on top of this, by the way, look at this, but yeah? I'm gonna show you this. We signed him for Sao Paulo, right? Look. Signed from Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, 42 games, 4 goals, 3 assists. Fluminense, 24 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. Norwich, 11 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Nantes, 7 games, 1 assist. Arsenal's main squad, 6 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Under 21s, 5 games, 4 goals, 2 assists. So for under 21s, he has the best output. 1.2 points per game. Next best output, and I kid you not, is for Arsenal's main squad. He gets 0.3 points per game on average. Rest of them are legitimately 0.0002 or something like that based on stats. It's actually kinda wild, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually quite insane if you come to think of it. His best output in general has been at Arsenal. How mad is that? How mad is that if you think about it? It's actually nuts. But yeah, Arsenal are actually doing quite interesting stuff at this transfer window. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of expecting quite busy transfer window in the last week or two. I cannot put my finger on exactly why, but it feels like Arsenal actually could get some job done. Mind you, I sound like a top gooner now, but bear with me here. Given that all of a sudden there's some movement with Eddie, loan potential or selling for Ramsdale to Wolves as well. Some interest. Apparently, Leicester are still interested in Reiss Nelson as well. So it's all up in the air. Nobody knows what's really going on. Let's be real, but it's still happening. It is still happening. Now let's see if there's anything going on in other news for Arsenal before we quickly jump to some articles. Nottingham Forest have made Eddie Nketiah their top target to strengthen in their attack. With Arsenal expected by suitors to hold off the price in the region of 30 to 35 million, Crystal Palace remain in admiration with spoken to Arsenal, although currently they are not in dialogue to extend to the Arsenal Forest. To be honest, I must say, rejecting 25 bloody million, that's including add-ons, and I think that is the only reason why the bid got rejected. Because we got offered 27 million euros by Marseille, which is about 23.2 million pounds, which is not that far off of this. 25 million, that's including add-ons. So I would assume if Forest offered 26 million plus 4 or 5 million in add-ons, that would cumulatively get to the 31 million pound mark. I think Arsenal would accept the deal. But overall, if you look at this, 25 million for rejecting, as you say here, BX Gunner, 25 million pound rejection for Eddie is actually insane, especially with less than 2 weeks left in the market, and it's been a very well-known fact that Arsenal need to sign a striker, arguably no striker or a forward, depends how you look at it, and to get Merino over the line. It's actually kind of wild if you think about it. But it is what it is at the end of the day, I guess. Edu is trying to play hardball. The big thing is, if he falls flat on his ass again with this deal, just like he did with Marseille, he should be sacked on the spot. There is no argument about that, because I strongly believe there will be no other club coming in for him again. Genuinely. And as long as he stays at Arsenal, his value will decrease, and yet he will be still happy sitting on 100 grand a week, getting 5.2 million a year until his contract runs out. It could go that way. It legitimately could go that way. Anyhow, moving on to Mikel Arteta. He had some interview yesterday. We talked about it a bit. We mentioned it. So we're going to look a bit more into it today as well. I think my camera is doing a bit of a madness here. So I'm going to kind of reset it. So we're going to can do this properly. And let's go into this. Mikel Arteta drops major Arsenal transfer hint amid links to new striker. Any guesses what this is going to be about? Speaking to TalkSport post-match, Arteta hinted that he is willing to stick with what he's got in the final third rather than make drastic changes in the final weeks of the transfer window. So, I have faith in Kai Havertz. We have faith in Gabriel Jesus. Leandro Trossard has played in that position, Arteta said. So we have different qualities in there, and the best thing we can do is trust the players that we have and try improve them. They are so good and so willing, and that's what we focus on. So basically this in a way means no chance in hell we are signing a striker this transfer window. We have faith in Havertz, we have faith in Jesus. In this instance, the way this statement sounds, we have faith in Havertz, we have faith in Jesus, not Jesus, but it's like, I don't know, monastery or something. Leandro Trossard has played in that position. It is what it is, I guess. We will have to deal another year without signing a proper striker. Now let that sink in for a second. Now, let's take our main opponents to challenge for the title this year again, Manchester City. They won the league. What did they do 2 seasons ago? Oh yes, they go and sign Erling Haaland. They throw a spanner in the works when after Aguero and all Mahrez and everyone leaves, they throw a spanner in the works and kind of change their attacking philosophy. They find a plan B and they rotate through it throughout every single game, every single time. Now, what Arsenal do after 2 years of challenging, they still don't sign a striker, they still don't sign a winger, they barely can sign a Merino and it's still not over the line, but what they do is they sign another defender and they sign another goalkeeper, and that is what is going to win us the league. According to Mikel Arteta, the way he is moving, because Havertz is good enough, Jesus is good enough, Trossard has played in that position. Good to know. When I was playing football, I was a striker. I have played in goal as well at some times when I needed to, in some games, yeah? That doesn't mean my coach is gonna put me in the goal in the most important games of the season. He's gonna put me up top. Come on, man. What does that even mean? What does this statement even mean? Havertz, Leandro has played in that position. Now imagine, just for the sake of an argument, Saka is injured. Not a pleasant thought, but we go from there. Who is gonna play right wing? Jesus, Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Martinelli maybe. He played right wing on Saturday. Maybe he can play that role. Maybe, just maybe he can go there. But overall, yeah, if Havertz gets injured, Jesus gets injured at the same time, we have no attack in a way. We have to play Trossard there, and then we have nobody to sub on for Martinelli. for Saka, and even for Trossard himself up top. What's gonna happen then? We don't have backups in the most important positions in the team, but thank God we have 55 defenders who look like Paris Fashion Week top models. That is the main thing here. We have the best looking backline, we have the best looking manager, and that is what it counts, right? We have Dong running around, we are planting the trees while blasting "You Never Walk Alone" on speakers. That is what counts, right? Not signing a striker or anything. Because we haven't signed a striker since we binned off Aubameyang, and that has gone well. Since then, Aubameyang has gone to different leagues and has bagged countless goals. Like, legitimately, if you think about it, if you look at Aubameyang since he has left Arsenal, right? If you think about this, Aubameyang since he left Arsenal, all seasons. This will be a good watch, by the way. Aubameyang since he has left Arsenal, right? He went to La Liga. 17 games, 11 goals, 1 assist in La Liga. He goes to Chelsea. That, well, he stunk out there, but... And he goes to Ligue 1. He goes to Marseille. 34 games in Ligue 1, 17 goals, 8 assists. 25 points in 34 games. He has played overall 51 games for Marseille last season. 51 games. 51 games. How mad is that? And he has scored 30 goals and given 11 assists. So in 51 games, overall, he accumulated 41 points. How insane is that? And since the time he got basically paid to go away from Arsenal, legitimately paid to go away from Arsenal, Barcelona got him for free, sold him to Chelsea, then Chelsea sold him to Marseille, and Marseille have now sold him to Saudi. So only team that has not made money on this Aubameyang deal, in the end on Aubameyang as a player, is Arsenal. Interesting how the world works, isn't it? Interesting how the world works. That is actually wild. If you think about it, if you want to think about it. Not to mention the fact that this is the year here. Well, here. Right? This is the year, right? Yeah. When Aubameyang won the Golden Boot, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 19-20 season, right? It was the 19-20 season where we won the Golden Boot, correct? It was that season, right? 18-19 season, sorry. It was 18-19 season. It was this season. This season, he scores 22 goals, carries Arsenal through the FA Cup, and wins it for us, if I'm not mistaken, as well. 2 games, 4 goals, 1... Yeah. Now, he scores 22 goals that season. Then, Mr. Mikel Arteta comes in, and he barely has hit 10 goals. To be honest, we all scream for a striker at Arsenal, correct? We all scream to sign a striker and everything in our team, but we actually haven't seen a proper striker at Arsenal, have we? In the time Mikel Arteta has been here. Because he had Lacazette, who he forced to play CDM at times because he had to press, and he wasn't quick enough to go forward. Aubameyang had to play left wing in 5 at the back, then he played left wing back at times, left back, and at the same time, again, he actually was quick enough to get forward, but he also got pushed down to defense. So overall, Arteta was shifting around at that time. He was playing 5 at the back, which worked to the charm because since Arteta switched away to this 5 at the back team he inherited from Unai Emery, and he played with what he had when he won the FA Cup, he has spent 700 million, completely changed the tactics to play like Pep, pretty much, because before that he played more or less like Conte, with counter-attacks, with quick wingers and everything. He has switched to play like Pep, 700 million spent, his own players and everything. He has won nothing. Out of 18 available trophies, he has won 1. And he's still in the job. He's the most protected manager in the world by fans, and there it looks like he cannot do no wrong. Legitimately. Because we haven't seen no striker succeed under Mikel Arteta. He has shifted everything around, and he has not won anything. At what point does the penny drop in Arsenal's fan base and they say to get him out? At what point? Because every time you ask an Arsenal fan, the top gooners, Arteta sexuals, and all them players, people, if Arteta this season doesn't win Prem or Champions League or FA Cup or Carabao Cup, they say, should he be sacked? And they say, it's about the context. What did he do in Carabao Cup? What did he do in there? What he do in there? But we don't have a striker. It's always context, excuses, and no standards. Because we are pretty much doing nothing. Ten Hag has been at United 2 years. Yes, he hasn't done well in the league, but he has won 2 cups in this time at Manchester United. Arteta in 5 years has won 1, and the one he won was first half a year, by the way, not even a first year. So what are we talking here? What are we doing here exactly? No context, no nothing happening, basically. Anyways, moving on from strikers, it doesn't look like basically that Arsenal are gonna sign a striker. According to some reports, the Telegraph in this instance, we are talking about Le Telegraph. Here, Leicester City remain interested in Reiss Nelson this summer, though the Arsenal winger wages could prove problematic. John Percy reports for the Telegraph that Leicester City remain interested in Arsenal's forward Reiss Nelson this summer. Though he adds that the player's wages are significant at more than... He's on 120 grand a week. There's no way. There's no chance he's on that much. Wait. He's on 100 wait. He is on about 120 grand a week. Oh no. Reiss Nelson currently earns 100 grand a week. Gross. He earns 100 grand a week. That's with endorsements for 120. But still he earns... Oh, Dios mío. He's on 100 grand a week, man. He's receiving more than Ederson at City, by the way. Just let that sink in. He's receiving more than Kobe Maino. He's receiving more than the freaking what's-its-face. Even Tony is receiving 35 grand a week. Which means Nelson is receiving 3.5 times more than him. How mad is that? Nelson had been linked there with Leicester earlier in the summer, but reports had since suggested that the player was beyond their budget. All the same, it seems that Leicester still hold an interest with the player. Charles Watts, Kappa Watts, striking against some news that Nelson will be allowed to leave if a decent offer arrives. The question is, will the offer arrive? Because West Ham have signed Summerville. Crystal Palace doesn't look like they need him at the moment. And it's gonna... David Ornstein reported that Arsenal were looking to fee around 20 million, including add-ons for Reiss Nelson. So that's 15 plus 5 more likely than often than it's gonna be offered. 15 plus 5 for Reiss Nelson. Do you think that is a fair offer? In the chat. Do you think that is a fair offer? 20 million including add-ons for Reiss Bloody Nelson. Do you think that is fair? Nelson still has a deal up to Arsenal with 27 with an option to extend till 28. So there's no pressure on Arsenal to accept the lower bid. Yeah, the fact that he has still 3 years or 3 or 4 depending on the extension years left on his contract, it means they have to ask a bit more money. The 24-year-old played 639 minutes for the first team last year. And he was on the bench against Wolves. 639 minutes last year. That is about 10.5 games. 10.5 games throughout the whole year. And we played about 65 games last season, if not 70. Oh my goodness gracious. And he's getting 120 grand a week. How embarrassing is that? Legitimately, how embarrassing is that for Arsenal? Actually, it's somewhat hard to comprehend at times what kind of shithole we have made for ourselves. We basically have made a big mess, we have made our bed and we have to lie in it right now. And it's not looking good whatsoever. Anyways, anything else? Arsenal contacted by Premier League rivals over goalkeeper transfer. Could be some Ramsdale news here, guys. Could be some Aaron Ramsdale news if what's happening here? What the hell is this? What is happening here? Give me a sec. Let's check this again. Something's not working. Cool. Arsenal players claim owner at Xbox. North team provides update on the departure. Arsenal response: Nottingham Forest 25 million. The fact they had to put in full number is actually mad. Hey, Gabriel Jesus green lights G Marshall Chancellor with 3-word message as huge decision is made. This could be fun. The question is, who is this? Mikel Merino? Gabriel Jesus has Ilkay Gundogan. Holy crap! Would you take Ilkay Gundogan at Arsenal even though he's a City player and he 99.99999% is gonna go back to Manchester City? Jesus has said, what a player. I don't think he's going back to City, isn't he? There's no chance he's coming to Arsenal. Although there are some Arsenal fans that are pushing the narrative that he actually might be coming to Arsenal. Not sure why, but they just are. It's bad enough we cannot sell Nketiah. They need to try and sign Gundogan as well. Arsenal and Liverpool in battle to sign 34 million star. Played act from the squad ahead of possible move. That is Merino, isn't it? Arsenal are... It's not... He's not Axe. He wasn't on... Lookman? Whoa, 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 whoa. Liverpool are reportedly planning to go head-to-head with Arsenal over a deal to sign Atalanta star Ademola Lookman. Now, I'm not saying this is utter bullshit. Excuse my French, but this is utter bullshit. Because today Fabrizio Romano said openly that PSG are bidding for Lookman and Lookman wants PSG. So there's no chance in hell Arsenal are going for him, are they? Wait, let me check this. I think Fabrizio tweeted that. Juventus keep Paris Saint-Germain among clubs that sensitive to Lookman case. Interest from Saudi. Yeah, Lookman is going there. Generally, he is going there. Give me a sec. Yeah, he was left out from the squad today against Lecce. But from what I heard, he's going to... What's-its-face? To PSG. Wait, let's check this. Felix. Ipswich have signed Kajust. Wait, where is it? Bruno, that is Ipswich. Napoli, Kalulu. Reims, Bobito. I swear I read it somewhere today. There's no chance I'm imagining another thing. Juventus, Kalulu, Skip has gone for 25 million to frickin' what's-its-face. To Leicester City. Sterling, Lukaku. Who is that? Iker Paz. Oh, no thanks. Samorodion. Lookman. I cannot find it. How comes I read these things but then I cannot find it? We'll start to bookmark these things, I guess. Carlo and Loche. Oh, Tony might be moving to Al Ahly, by the way. How mad is that? Chukwumeka, Maresca, Mascara. So nothing special there. But I don't see this happening. I don't see this happening. Genuinely. I don't know. Cherky is gonna move to Newcastle or not. Although he was left out of Lyon's squad, he's training separately amid the expected move away. That's all I know. I'm not sure it's gonna be Newcastle or not. Mind you, if he signs to Newcastle, good fucking luck. Because he has massive talents, but he's lazy as hell in the training. One of the biggest flaws you can have as a youngster. 95 million! Ho 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 for swoop deal for Trafford and McGahey. No, just pay us 35 million or 40 for Aaron Ramsdale and you're good. We can move that at Yeti. Please, pay us 40 for Aaron Ramsdale and we will be Gucci. Thank you. Lookman has been left out. Serie fixtures Lecce. Bailey also sent part at Arsenal and Liverpool, Manchester City and PSG. Yeah, PSG are the ones I've read the most. I've read about that PSG getting Lookman is about, I think, like 80-90% already done. Something like that. It's actually kind of mad. Would Arsenal fans be happy if Thomas Partey stayed? Nobody, like, yes, but yes. Former Gunner wins man of the match in the first match for the new club. What the hell is this? Who already is balling leaving Arsenal? That seems the most players they do that. Who balled out? El Neni. Yeah, he moved to where? Oh, you had to Al Jazeera. By the way, for Peppermint Freedom, if you're still here, Valladolid still winning 1-0 against Espanyol. Karl Hein, in his first game in La Liga, starting for Valladolid, can actually win the game with a clean sheet as well. Juan Garcia, although Arsenal's potential future goalkeeper, has conceded a goal. Mind you, in fact, it was a deflected goal, so he couldn't have done anything about it. It was a ricochet. He dived the other side to the left, and the ball bounced off the defender. It went to the right side. But still, yeah, it looks like Karl Hein actually might win the first game in La Liga as a starting goalkeeper for Valladolid. He might be off to a flying start. Now, one thing I want to check stats. I don't think you will see this. Yeah, easily. It looks like they're gonna win. Actually, good for Karl Hein. I'm not gonna lie. Good for Karl Hein. Maybe we can sell him next summer for big money. How the VR judgment? No, Godfrey, Elia, Arsenal, Trump. So nothing in here. 2 more clubs fade from Reiss. So let's quickly check what has Fabrizio and maybe some other tweets have come out. If not, then I think we're gonna call it a day. But there definitely are some transfer news I still want to talk about. Now, João Felix to Chelsea. It's actually kind of mad one. Fulham have agreed to sign Sandra Berge from Burnley. Here we go. McTominay deal as of Berge joins the McTominay deal off. That's actually quite a good move for Fulham. They need to find a Paulinho replacement, although I don't think Berge is the one, but let's see how they do. Nothing here. What is Ornstein saying these days? Anything new? Anything new on the Athletic? Nottingham Forest is the same thing about Nketiah, and that's about it by the looks of things. It looks that way. Nothing new about this. Skip everything. Nothing new here. Anything on AFC stuff or anything? Because this is now the big part of here. Oh, and no copyrights, please. Let's refresh the page. Need to do that just in case. And nothing, it looks like. Jamie O'Hara even tipping Arsenal to win Premier League. How mad is that? Jamie O'Hara is thinking Arsenal will win the Premier League. How insane is that? How insane is that? Still, Arsenal have rejected a bid for Eddie Nketiah. No second bid has come in. Let's wait and see. Hopefully, Edu doesn't ball this massively. That is the big hope for this instance. Now, let me tell him. Pardew says he knows 50 million striker agent really wants his client to sign for Arsenal. Now, Pardew can say quite a bit of things, and I think it's Ivan Toney, I'm not gonna lie. Alan Pardew says that it is Ivan Toney. In shocking display of things, it is Ivan Toney. Now, Arteta doesn't like his personality, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Arsenal plan to accept 6 million offer for big name. Who is the big name? I agree. Who is the big name? Nottingham Forest, Southampton, July, blah, 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 blah. Arsenal are ready to demand a loan fee of 6 million to get goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale leave the club. 6 million loan fee. Hold on. That is 6 million. He's getting 120 grand a week times 52. That's legitimately 6 million, isn't it? That is 6 million. So basically Arsenal are ready to accept 6 million to loan him out for the whole season. Now the question is, will that happen? Much rather sell him while we have a chance, because next year if he doesn't perform well, his price will be even lower. Although if he hits the ground running, does amazing, that actually could work in our favor. It's a hit or miss basically. It's you win some, you lose them, could go either way basically for Arsenal at this instance. So we'll have to wait and see. Anything else? World-class attacker excluded from the matchday squad awaiting hold talks with Arsenal. I think that is still Lookman. To be honest, I would take Lookman at Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. That is Chiesa. Never mind. Would you take Lookman at Arsenal? Just off topic. Ademola Lookman, would you take him at Arsenal? He has 2 years left on his contract. Let's start with that. He was left out of the squad. He would be around 50 to 55 million most likely. He signed... Wow, Atalanta signed him for only 10 million 2 seasons ago. They will make about 6 times the profit on that. That's actually mad. Now the question is, would you take Lookman at Arsenal? That is the big question for you, chat. Would you take Lookman at Arsenal? Last season, I'm kind of out of focus a bit here. Last season, Lookman in 31 games had 11 goals and 8 assists, so 19 points out of 31 games. In Europa League, 11 games, 5 goals, 1 assist, but in the finals, he scored a hat-trick against Bayer Leverkusen to stop their invincible run, and he actually did fantastically well for them. Oh, look, yeah, Lookman was at Fulham. I remember that. I don't remember him being at Everton. However, I remember him being at Charlton. How mad is that? I don't remember this spell. I remember him at RB Leipzig. I remember him at Charlton. I remember him at Fulham, at Leicester, and at Atalanta. I don't remember him at Everton to save my life. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually kind of mad, isn't it? Anyways, would you take Lookman at Arsenal? That's the big question for you lot. Would you take Lookman at Arsenal? He can play all across the front line. He can play a secondary striker, center forward, right wing, left wing. He actually would fit in there quite nicely for Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. The question is, would Arteta sign him? Is he the type of player, is he the type of profile Arteta would want at Arsenal? That is the big question. That is the big question for the day. But then it is what it is. Lookman at Arsenal, I wouldn't say no to that, but I strongly believe he is moving to PSG. No, shut off, it's out. Wolves tell Arsenal they want to sign their 24 million player, but there is a problem. This is the thing. Wolves want to sign Aaron Ramsdale. The thing is, they want him on loan. They don't want to sign him full time, which is hella pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. One day to the day, it is what it is. The biggest issue is they need to get also rid of Jose Sa, that's first thing. And Arsenal want about 30 million, 35 million for him. And I'm not sure they can afford that. I generally don't think they can afford that. And Ramsdale is one of those players that needs to move quite desperately away from Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli issues forward message amid the criticism. He had a very, very bleak game, I'm not gonna lie. He didn't look too good, did he? What did he say? What did he say? Back with a dub. That is the only thing he said. He didn't have the best of games. I'm not gonna lie, especially when he moved out to right wing, when Saka came off, he looked even worse, which it is kind of mad. Because throughout this time, while he has been at Arsenal, I was hoping Mikel Arteta during games would swap Saka and Martinelli sometimes around, one on the right and one on the left, basically, to throw something else at defenders. But watching him against Wolves on that right wing, I'm not sure I want to see that, because he didn't look that good whatsoever. Obviously, it might be Nouri shutting him down, but he didn't look that great. For me, he didn't look that great whatsoever. But anyhow, it looks like nothing else to report today, nothing else to talk about today. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up. Definitely helps the algorithm and helps everything, helps to grow. Subscribe, hit that bell if you're watching this on a playback. Don't forget to comment your thoughts. Take care, stay safe. Have a nice evening. See you all tomorrow. Hopefully by then Merino has been signed. Genuinely, finally. And Nketiah maybe has left, finally. But yeah, for now, thank you. You have been amazing. You have been fantastic. Take care, stay safe. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day tomorrow. And, well, what else I can say? If Eddie doesn't get sold, Edu out.